Right. Here we are, a new segment, new season, doubleheader weekly picks. I'm excited for this, Keenan.
Yeah, welcome to our uh, new, new segment on Doubleheader. Looking forward to doing this with you, and yeah, this is episode number one. So, without further ado, we have our weekly picks to go over for week one. So, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys right now. So, Amir, as you can see, we have all this stuff here. So, feel free to explain to our audience what this is all about.
All right. So for the past 7 years, Keenan and I used to do NFL picks over the phone. But with our new podcast, I figured why not do it on YouTube and Spotify? So of course, you know how it goes. We pick, have the games, pick who we want to win, pick the final score, and then a week later we'll review it, see who won, see if we're right, and so forth.
Yeah. So at first we're gonna do the 1 o'clock games first, and then do the 4 o'clock games as our quote unquote double header, and then we're gonna do the prime time games, which is Thursday and Saturday games for the most part. So without further ado, Amir, you want to jump into our first opponent?
Yep, we're going to start off in the Queen City, Cincinnati, Ohio, where the Bengals will host the Patriots. One thing's for certain, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase will be on the field week one. As for the Patriots, we're not sure it's going to be their quarterback. Will it be Drake May or Jacoby Brissett? However, this will be the debut of former Patriots linebacker and head coach Gerard Mayo. Now that being said, the Bengals you finished last in a very competitive AFC North. They finished 9-8 without Joe Burrow for the second half of the season. They got a lot of motivation here, and you're at home against a Patriots team that finished with 4 wins and is undecided at quarterback. I'm taking Cincinnati 31-17.
Yeah, those are good reasonings. I do believe Drake May is gonna have an interesting season. We don't know who's gonna start for the Patriots yet, um, as of this recording, but um, so we are going to see how that goes. And as for the Bengals, competitive last year in the AFC North with the Pittsburgh Steelers, Browns, and Ravens. Joe Burrow looking for a bounce back after a disappointing last season. So with that being said, I'm gonna say the Bengals win it 24-7.
All right. So Bengals win by 17 points. Oops. Yeah, got it.
I'll do it on
Patriots
my end too.
17.
Yeah. All right. So okay, what's next?
All right, we're going to go down the highway and head to Indianapolis, Indiana, where the Colts host the Texans. Remember, last year they both been faced off on this very same field in the regular season finale, with Houston walking away with the AFC South title, while the Colts were unfortunately eliminated from the playoffs. That being said, if you're a Colts in general, you're going to be motivated because one, you haven't won the AFC South title in almost 9 years. Two, you lost. You had a blew out opportunity on your home field to the same team that's coming you're opening against this in a few days, and then you haven't won opening day in almost a decade. That being said, you want to get to a very good start. So Colts, it's going to be a nail biter, but I think they can pull this off 27-21.
Okay, 27-21. So I'm gonna say this about Houston. They have a young quarterback and CJ Stroud who had a phenomenal rookie season. Made it to the playoffs in his first season and was able to beat Cleveland in his first try. So that's a huge accomplishment in itself. And the other side, you have Indianapolis. You know, looking further, looking to revise their step, and Anthony Richardson, who's coming off a shoulder injury, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, and I'm glad you brought that up. Also, Anthony Richardson, first game back since that injury, so he's got a lot to prove. And to an extent, so is CJ Stroud, because a lot of expectations, huge expectations for the Texans. They also signed Stephon Diggs in the offseason, and they're thinking to be a team to beat in the AFC.
Yes, and I think the Stephon Diggs is going to be a huge pickup, uh, a huge turning point for the Colts offense, and that's a good veteran leader that knows how to win, how to lead a playoff team, if not that. So, oh gosh, I might have to change my options here, but I would say, Texans are looking to bounce back. Colts are looking to bounce back in a huge way, but I'm gonna say Texans win it 24-21.
All right, it's gonna be a close game at Lucas Oil. Either way, that's not bad. Right. Let's move on to the Sunshine State, where it's going to be the battle of the two teams that played there, the Jaguars and the Dolphins. Jaguars, you had a looking good going in December, 8-3. Another AFC South title just was seen inevitable, but then Trevor Lawrence got injured on Monday night against the Bengals, and you proceeded to lose six in your final seven, and were knocked out of the playoffs on the final day on the road at Tennessee. Excuse me, Nashville rather. As for the Dolphins, you also were at a looking good entry in December. Also 8-3, your first AFC East title in 15 years seemed inevitable, but three losses in December, one a collapse against the Titans, and then losing to the Bills in the final day of the regular season. Well, and then any changes to that, and then come playoff time, went to frigid Kansas City and were knocked out. That being said, Tua's got something to prove, looking for his first playoff win. Trevor Lawrence looking to bounce back after a letdown season, despite a winning record. So since it's being played in Miami, I'll go with the home team, the Dolphins, 34-21.
Okay, 34-21. Miami wins 34-21 for you, Amir. Um, let's see. Trevor Lawrence, like I said, looking for a bounce back, kind of like what um um did now. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did Trevor Lawrence make it to the postseason last year?
He did not.
Okay, okay, that's good to know there. But as for the Dolphins, had an outstanding season, surprised a few people. Tua, um, Tyba Tybalova, if I'm saying that correctly. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your
Tungavailoa.
name, but I'm sorry.
It's Tungavailoa.
Oh, Tagovailoa. Yep. That is a tongue twister. But, looking at this matchup here, Miami, Jacksonville, 2 Florida teams in the Sunshine State, and as a matter of fact, I was just there recently, so funny how that connects. Um, but as for this game, um, I would I would have to agree what you said. So I'm gonna say 34, 21, Jacksonville or Dolphins rather. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Was it? Was it? You picked Jaguars,
Miami over Jacksonville.
Miami. Yeah. And without further ado, we have the Cardinals at the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo, New York. So Amir, I'll let you go first.
So thank you. Well, now we're moving on to Orchard Park, and well, the Bills. Last time we saw you was at home, had a growing playoff game against the Chiefs, but unfortunately, when the score were at 0 at New Era Stadium, it was the Chiefs 27, Bills 24. Had a chance to tie the game, but a field goal went wide to the right, and therefore, the great season came to a disappointing end. Having said that, it's Super Bowl bust in Buffalo, and they have them. They went to 4 in the 90s, came out empty-handed. They got Josh Allen, and they hit the great regular season, okay in the playoffs, but no, not even a Super Bowl appearance. Could this be the year? I hope so. As for the Cardinals, you were expected to tank last year, and you said no thanks to that, due in large part to Kyle Murray missing the first half of the season. And I know, in fact, he will be starting opening day this time around. Having said that, Buffalo has a lot to prove, so I'm going to take the Bills 31 to 10.
Okay. Yeah, I like those odds because we don't know what Arizona's going to be looking like, and I believe Kyler Murray's still the quarterback, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, he is.
Okay. So with that, yeah, we just don't. Um, I didn't really have, I didn't really hear a lot of noise throughout the Cardinals in the off season. So Buffalo, like you said, Amir, has a lot to prove, and they've been in the conversation for the past 5 or 6 years now, and they have Josh Allen uh as a good point. So if I had to pick, I would say 31 to 10 Buffalo. All right. So up next we have the Giants at the Minnesota Vikings. So Amir, what are you thinking?
And that's actually should be Vikings at Giants. But either way, we're going to be going across the border to New Jersey now, and so it's going to be Daniel Jones to Sam Darnold. No many were anticipating J.J. McCarthy, but fortunately, a torn meniscus will end his rookie season before he even started, and also a first game on Fox. So having said that, Sam Darnold returned to his old stomping grounds. And hopefully, he won't be seeing ghosts this time or at all. And then Daniel Jones, he got a lot to prove because he signed a contract at the end of after the 2022 season. Come 2023, he didn't even finish the season because he ended on IR for, for the fifth time in 6 years. So, we need to say your health has been a concern and also the turnovers. That being said, the Vikings, you were season removed from winning the NFC North title. Team were eliminated in playoffs on New Year's Eve. Got Justin Jefferson on the roster, and he's been putting up big numbers. And that, and then and Giants, they no longer have Saquon Barkley, so I'm not. Their skill talent doesn't really scare me, so I'm going to go with Minnesota. They'll win this 31-7.
Yeah. I would have to agree because we don't know what the Giants are going to look like. Although Daniel Jones is a solid quarterback, I just don't think he has the weapons to compete quite yet. But it's going to be one of those types of seasons. But hey, you never know. But if I had to choose a score, I would have to go with Minnesota. The Vikings winning. Let's see. I'm gonna say 34 to 10 as well, or 34 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so going on down here. Oh, okay. We have Panthers at the Saints, 1 p.m. Fox Network.
Yep. So we're moving to the place where the Super Bowl will be held this year. The Caesar Superdome, where the Saints will be looking to hopefully not only make the playoffs, maybe even host playing on Super Sunday. And having said that, they were expected to be in the playoffs last year after signing Derek Carr and and also having the likes of Al Kamara and Chris Olave. Well, they got to a slow start and Carr they were able to catch fire towards the end of the season, but it was all for naught. And as a result, uh, it's been people have been calling for Derek Carr and Dennis Allen's job, especially Mr. Allen, who was sent as a head coach both in New Orleans and with the Raiders a decade ago. Hasn't worked out. But Allen, you get a third chance. Let's see how it works out. As for your opponent, the Panthers, yeah, not much right about last year. 2 wins. Bryce Young's rookie season was a lot of growing pains. Coach fired midseason, and the coach they brought afterwards wasn't retained. So new coach Dave Canales heard some good things. Now let's see how it translates on week one. This is going to be it might be a low scoring game, but I think we might. But I think the visiting team can pull this off, 21-20, 21-20. Yes.
Okay, interesting. That's not what I had in mind when it comes to score wise, but I'll give you my analysis real quick. So, like you said, Saints Saints are looking to bounce back after a competitive NFC South, despite the Panthers finishing with the 2-1 season. Um, I I do believe that Derek Carr might have something to say in the matter, and I would say when it comes to the Panthers, like you said, fresh start, new coach, Bryce Young looking to bounce back a little bit after a miserable season. So if I had to take a guess on what the score will be, um, I'm gonna say this might surprise you, Amir. I'm gonna say 13-3 Carolina,
Okay.
and here's why. Okay, so the I think they restructured their defense a little bit. Sure, they lost some players along the way, but they have a new coaching staff, new coach, looking for something to prove, and yeah, this should be a winnable game, if not a close game at that. So that's my thoughts on the Panthers side.
All right. And then as for the Saints, again, Dennis, I know he's got a lot to prove, but I'm just not sold on him. I mean, and but then again, we didn't prove him wrong a lot in the NFL. But it could go to a slow start in New Orleans, and I know there'll be a lot of people if this game turns out the way it is, calling for his head once again. But either way,
Yeah,
should be an entertaining game in at the Caesar Superdome.
for sure. And Dennis Allen is the new coach or
He's
I
entering
mean
his third year with the Saints.
really? I didn't I totally forgot he was the head coach. I thought somebody got fired recently. So
Well, they were calling for his head after the Jamal Williams, James Winston debacle. After they gave that touchdown to Jamal when they were supposed to kneel down against the Falcons, but Saints ownership said we'll give you another shot. Better make the most of it. So let's
yeah,
see. We will see.
so that's a good point. Yep. So we're gonna quickly move on to our next game here, the Titans and at Chicago, 1 p.m. Eastern time on Fox.
Yep. So the debut of Caleb Williams. And I know there's been a lot of hype in this windy city because they hadn't had a franchise quarterback ever from their perspective. And Caleb Williams is, well, going to be their guy. And then again, we will see. I'm not saying nothing against Caleb. He is a rookie after all, so let's slow down the hype train. Having said that, they're facing a Titans team that's yeah, that's not the Titans of yesteryear. Ryan Tannehill's no longer there. No Derrick Henry. No Mike Vrabel. No AJ Brown. They got what's his name? And also traded Malik Willis not too long ago. They got Will Levis. So we had flashes as a rookie last year, but Bears, well, got a lot of hype. They're at home. So he faces a Titans team that's again not scaring anybody. So that being said, you got to get it done. Give me Chicago 24-7.
Oh, okay. Wow, interesting. Interesting indeed. I think this is sort of like a Carolina Panthers situation from last season. You know, first round pick. First round pick quarterback of was it Caleb Williams?
Yes.
Yep, Caleb Williams, and and it's all thanks to that trade with Carolina and Chicago. So if you're Chicago right now, you're very thankful for that. And as a Panthers fan, you're welcome. So, but as for the Bears, um, looking for something to prove. Still got DJ Moore on your team, and yeah. And as for Tennessee, nothing much that I can really spot throughout the off season. So if I had to take a guess, I would say 24-7 Chicago. No, I'm gonna say 24-14.
All right, so we still have the Bears scoring 24 points. Titans will put up an effort, but not enough.
Yeah. So not enough when it comes to the Titans side of things, but hey, we seen some crazier things opening day.
Well, you should say that because our next game, we've seen some crazy things from these two teams, especially at the quarterback and defense positions.
Oh yeah. So Steelers at Atlanta Falcons, 1 p.m. 1 p.m. on Fox. So Amir, you got something to say when it comes to these two?
Well, I do. Steelers got a great defense. T.J. Watt, Mika Fitzpatrick, and Hayward, just to name a few. So we know they're set there. Offense. Let me see. Big Ben. Oh, you're not there anymore. Tony Brown. Yeah, get out of town. Le'Veon Bell. Oh, you're not there either. Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. Okay. Um, Gordon. That hasn't been decided yet. But then again, the last time we saw both these guys, I mean, no Russell had a good season six, leaving Denver, but got benched. And Justin Fields, yeah, it was like, yeah, we can't wait to send them packing to Chicago. So there's that. And the Falcons. Okay, Arthur Smith's no longer there. 3 years, no playoffs. You're, so he was sent packing. Desmond Ritter, he was sent packing, and according to what I've read not too long ago, he didn't even make the roster of the team that he signed with in the offseason. As for the part we did sign, Kirk Cousins, I do expect him to be starting. So I know Porter you selected in the first round this year. He's not quite ready yet. And also Raheem Morris returned to the sidelines first as a head coach, first time in over a decade. As for the score, I'm not sure, because Falcons got a loaded roster offensively, and then Steelers got a loaded roster defensively. But you just never know. Well, both of them you just never know. It's Jekyll and Hyde. But I know Mike Tom's going to have his team more prepared. He's going to have his team prepared, and he's got the veterans, the experience on his side. So I'll take Pittsburgh 20-10.
Okay. You know, like you said, you that's a good point. And Russell Wilson, no, no. What's his name? Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, no Mason Rudolph either yet.
Wow, no Mason Rudolph, no Big Ben, no Le'Veon Bell, no Antonio Brown, no. T.J. Watt still there, right?
Yeah, he's still there, yes.
Okay. So all those other guys besides T.J. Watt, I mentioned, besides T.J. Watt, I mentioned is not there anymore. But I'm gonna have to agree on your statements. But score wise, I'm gonna say uh that Pittsburgh wins. Uh, I think it's gonna be a closer game than people might think. I'm gonna give a Steelers 27, Falcons 24. But I think experience and leadership will probably win this game right here.
All right. I mean, Falcons still have a loaded offense. I mean, what is they? You have Kyle Pitts on their roster, running back whose name is escaping me at the moment. I know a lot of fans are complaining like, why are you not giving him the ball more? But
Yeah, let
so
me uh let me look that up. The running back for Atlanta as we let's see the B. John Robinson.
yeah, B. John Robinson. So yeah,
Yeah,
he's looking for a big year, and I know Kirk Cousins. He's got a lot to prove. New team, and of course with that new team, a lot of big expectations. I know they're the front runners to win the NFC South this year, but we will see how it starts and how it ends.
I would have to agree on the part where with Kirk Cousins and Kirk Cousins having Kirk Cousins on your team definitely helps. So
Mhm.
um, but I believe with Mike Tomlin for Pittsburgh, I believe that's where the experience comes in because he knows the culture, he knows the organization over there. So, like I said, give me Pittsburgh 27-24, but it should be a competitive game nonetheless.
And also, the guy I was trying to refer to was Michael Phoenix, their first round pick from this past spring. Either way, he'll be on the bench unless they might do some make German the Wildcat formation or what have you. But either way, it'll be Kirk Cousins starting opening day for the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, that shouldn't be an issue as of this recording. Kirk Cousins should get the nod to start, and we don't exactly know, um, who's going to be starting for Week 1 quite yet. Once this comes out, which is hopefully maybe by I'm going to say by September 2nd or September 4th, sometime later during that time, it should be out. So,
Mm-hmm. Yep, we
so
will
with
see.
that, we shall see. Yeah. So up next, we have the Raiders at the Los Angeles Chargers. I almost said San Diego Chargers there. So 1 o'clock p.m. CBS Network. Amir, what do you got?
Well, it'll be 1 o'clock. I've said to Las Vegas, Los Angeles time, but this will be our first 4 o'clock game. But either way,
Right. That's right.
it's still strange to think the Raiders are in Vegas and the Chargers are in LA. But either way, it'd be the debut of Jim Harbaugh, who used to play for the Chargers. And from what we know, Justin Herbert will be starting despite having, he missed the last part of the season with a finger injury and had a leg issue in training camp. But regardless, we will be seeing them start. And also, the Raiders will be also have new quarterbacks. I mean, on the other hand, we'll have a new quarterback starting in open day, Mr. Gardner Minshew. Minshew Mania coming to Las Vegas and Inglewood. And also, Mr. Antonio Pierce debuts as a full-time head coach of the Raiders after taking over for Josh McDaniels midway through last season. That being said, the Raiders, they surprised a lot of people by winning 8 games last season, despite the whole coach being fired mid-season. The quarter,
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't the little scandal or not scandal, but or incident that happened with the what's that guy's name? That was on
Gruden,
Monday Night Football.
John Gruden.
John Gruden. Was it him, Gruden?
No, no, no. That was 3 years ago. But Josh
Oh wow.
McDaniels, I know, had a second chance as a head coach, and both times he didn't even make it through his second season because there was a lot of turmoil behind the scenes, and they said we can't have that. And even the Antonio Pierce promotion and it wasn't exact had mixed views. As for the charge with Jim Harbaugh, that one had was everyone agreed with that one. So it's like he see what he did with the 49ers. We're hoping for the same thing with the Chargers. They were expected to be, neck neck with the Chiefs last season, and fortunately by December that was anything but, and they let go of their coach Brandon Staley. So that being said, into that the game on their opening day game, I will take the Chargers. That one this will be a close one, 24-20.
24-20. Okay. I'm sensing a pattern here, like new faces and new places, as they say, right?
Oh yeah, yep. Oh yeah.
So, Kirk Cousins with Atlanta, and you got I'm always blanking on his name. Is it for the Chargers or Raiders?
Justin with Jim Harbaugh, New Haven's the Chargers.
Right, that's right. Yep, that is correct. Yep, I totally blanked out on that. But uh, I'm gonna say nothing too crazy. 17-10 Chargers win it.
All right, so we got the Chargers pulling it out late. The Raiders made the close game the last time they visited SoFi Stadium, and then there was that 63-point barrage they put on the Chargers that sealed Brandon Staley's demise later that season in Vegas. But
Hmm.
let's see how it works. Pierce and Harbaugh, former players, now head coaches, got a lot to prove. Chargers got a lot to prove. Well, both teams have a lot to prove. We'll just put it that way. All AFC West has something to prove because they might play a factor in who can in the Super Bowl race because they got two the two-time defending champion in their division. But we'll get to them shortly.
Right. So now we get to our 4 o'clock start time. So we have our first Broncos at Seahawks, 4:05 CBS. So Amir, Broncos Seahawks. Who do you got?
Well, all right. So Broncos, you improved last season under Sean Payton. Still wasn't up there in your playoff drought. So Russ Wilson signed that big contract 2 seasons prior. That was terminated. He's now in Pittsburgh. And the guy who's starting for Denver on opening day is Bo Nix. As for the Seahawks, you had a bit of a letdown season. Still won 9 games, but wasn't enough to make the playoffs. But the Horde, while it didn't cost Chief Charles' job, he decided to step away. And we got a new coach in Seattle. As for the quarterback, Geno Smith's still there, so he's got some to prove. I know his numbers were pretty good, but not quite where they were the year prior. That being said, this is in Seattle. I know Sean Payton's had a nice history there at Lumen's Field, and but I'm gonna go with Seattle here. I'll take them 24-17.
Okay. I would have to agree. So with Seattle, no more Pete Carroll, no Russell Wilson anymore either. From being away in Denver and now in Pittsburgh. That is, they still got Geno Smith on the realm. They have an interesting team. But as for Denver, no Russell Wilson either. Um, so uh two teams that had Russell Wilson in the past. There's no sign of them. So with that, I'm gonna look who's gonna be more ready at this point. So I'm gonna pick Seattle winning it, or Seahawks rather. Um, I'm gonna say, oops, I'll fix that in a little, folks. But I'm gonna say that Seattle wins it, mm, 17-13. You're not
All
gonna
right.
see a whole lot.
Bo Nix might it's gonna be get up to a little bit slow start in Denver. As for Seattle, their head coach Mike McDaniel will, from our predictions, will walk away with the victory in his head coaching debut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And who is the head coach again? You remind me.
Mike McDaniel or Mike
Mike
McDonald,
McDaniel.
excuse me.
Oh, wait. Um, who did he coach for?
He was previously defensive coordinator of the Baltimore Ravens from 2022 to 2023.
That's right. Yeah, I was like, why does that name sound familiar? I was thinking of the Dolphins head coach, but I'm like, no, he's still there. So
Yeah.
but anyway, now we're gonna go to Cleveland, Ohio. Is that right?
Yeah, Cleveland, Ohio. Yep.
Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland Browns versus America's team. 4:25 p.m. on Fox. Uh, oh, uh, excuse me, Amir. Who do you got?
Yep. So America's Game of the Week features America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, and he's haven't missed it. They're always in the headlines. CeeDee Lamb just got paid. That unfortunately, Jack Prescott did not get paid, and Mike McCarthy, he's on the hot seat. He's one playoff win in 4 seasons, and long story short, Super Bowl bust for Dallas. It's been like that since 1995. As for the Browns, I mean, it's ironically the last time the Cowboys made the Super Bowl, that was the last of the original Browns. As for the new Browns, they've been doing much better of late, making the playoffs twice this decade. But they want to take one step further, right? Winning the division. Well, and what better way to do it than to win over Dallas? Or get out to, because I know you guys Well, y'all made the playoffs. It was on the road, and your top rated defensive and Miles Garrett got traded by a rookie CJ Stroud in Houston. You would like to host a playoff game at your first NFC Stadium for the first time ever. Having said all of that, I I will take Dallas, but it's gonna be a close game, 27-24.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say, looking at Cleveland's roster here as of this recording, and I got them pulled up in another document here. So they have no longer have Joe Flacco. But they have Deshaun Watson and Jameis Winston at the helm, and they have two more, and I can't seem to find them. Oh, they have oh, I just saw his name uh on here. Uh, yeah, Doran Thompson Robinson played very well in the past for Cleveland. And as for the team itself, they have tight end tight end Jordan Atkins, Anthony Bell at Bell at safety, David Bell at wide receiver, and they have, let's see, Amari Cooper. Yeah, don't forget about him, folks. He's a wide receiver looking to prove himself. So, and I'm liking Miles Garrett. Looking for something to prove, and hopefully Nick Chubb can take it easy this year with the injuries he's been going through, and I believe he's going to miss the first couple of weeks of the season. And
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken, yes, that's right. And Justin Hopkins, the field goal special teams kicker. So hey, got a good team. Oh, and Tyler Huntley as another quarterback, indeed. So hey, they got a young quarterback roster, which I sort of like, but I am gonna miss Joe Flacco. Gonna miss the veteran leadership from him. So there's the Brown side. And as for the Cowboys, they're looking for, more than just a playoff berth and a first round or second round exit. But if I had to choose which team or which, rather, the score for this game, going back to my notes here, going back to the document, I'm gonna say the Browns win it. Hmm, I'm gonna say uh 27 to 21. Cleveland wins it.
All right, so we're gonna have a marathon by the lake. It's gonna be a close game, and also debut of Tom Brady in the Fox broadcast booth. So,
Oh, that's
so
right. That's right. 20 two you put a 2 there, Amir.
yep. So you're gonna get Cleveland. You get the Cowboys coming to your house, the greatest quarterback of all time coming to your house, and heck, you might, if things work out, you might pull up an upset.
True. But did you have the other Cowboys winning 27 to 2?
Not 24. What is it?
Oh,
Yeah,
24.
24.
Yeah, I don't see the 4 there.
Mm-hmm. It's showing
Got
up
it.
on my end. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, yeah, I got it. So,
Mhm.
yeah, all good, folks. So, yeah, Tom Brady. Let me get your thoughts on this. What are your thoughts for Tom Brady as a Fox commentator this year, Amir?
Well, I wish him the best. Is he going to be like, say, Tony Romo? Yeah, maybe. But he did sign a deal with them while he was still with the Buccaneers. So he's gonna deliver. Plus, he played like what 23 years in the NFL, so he's gonna have a lot of knowledge of the game and insight. But then again, when players translate to the broadcast booth, it's been a mixed bag. But the first game, I can't wait. I cannot wait to hear it though.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting what he brings to the table. Um, it's gonna be interesting to have a 7 times Super Bowl champion, bring his knowledge and if you look at Greg Olson and Tony Romo that has barely won a Super Bowl, Green for that matter, has done a pretty good job in itself. So like you said, I'm looking forward to it as well. And speaking of looking forward to Brady's former team, the Buccaneers, is our next game coming up here.
Yep. Yeah, speaking of Tom Brady, your ex team, expected to take a back. We're expected to have a down year as they signed Baker Mayfield, whose career was already looking like bust written all over it. But lo and behold, when the dust settled, guess who won the NFC South again? Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 9-8, and oh yeah, and led by no other than aforementioned Baker Mayfield, who also won a playoff game, made the Pro Bowl for a first, well, won his second playoff game, and then made his first ever Pro Bowl. And why not? You got Mike Evans and Chris Godwin to throw to, so that helps out. As now as for that, Bucks are looking to improve that record. So especially under Todd Bowles, who was not quite a fan favorite in the Tampa area. So having said that, as for their opponent, the Commanders, wow. Yeah, the winning culture was never established there under Ron Rivera. So after 4 seasons, he wasn't retained. He got a new coach, and he got a new quarterback. So it's gonna be a strange, gonna be a struggle in the nation's capital in terms of their football team because it's also being an election year. But Tampa Bay, you have the better roster. You've been more successful as of late, so I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay, 31-17.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this with Washington. They had Sam Howell last year. As I'm doing research on this book, so let's see, Washington. That would be Jaden. Jaden Davis is their starting quarterback. So it's a rookie quarterback. So and Marcus Mariota is gonna help him out, and Luke McCaffrey, you know, related to Christian McCaffrey, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, young team, very young team here, and the head coach for the Washington football team is Jed, Jed
Uh,
Fish. Huh?
Dan Quinn, who was head
Oh,
coach of the
Dan
Atlanta
Quinn. I'm sorry.
Falcons.
Is it Dan Quinn?
Yep, who
Yeah, it
knows
is Dan Quinn. My bad.
organization.
It is Dan Quinn.
Yeah, who knows
Yeah,
things with Buccaneers. That was a different time, different place.
right. I don't know why Google said that to me. So yeah, so my apologies for saying Jed Flesh, but it's Dan Quinn. So scratch what I said about that a little bit. So although they do have a new coach in Dan Quinn, looking for a redemption tour, as they say. You know, spent a few years in Atlanta, went to the Super Bowl. You know, uh, been with Dallas for a little bit as the offensive coordinator. So
Defensive coordinator.
or defense. Sorry, Amir. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I'm gonna say the Buccaneers have a better chance of winning this game. And although they do not have Dan Canals, who is from the other NFC South team that we talked about before, so no more of him. Although I do see the Commanders putting up 24 points, and let's do. I'm gonna do 7 points. So Bucks win it 24 7.
All right.
So with that, we are on our prime timed matchups here on Sunday Night Football. So Amir, who do we got first?
Well, it's funny you say Sunday night because the Sunday night crew will be in Kansas City for the opening night game. I don't know why they just call it Thursday night football.
Or Thursday
Just
night, excuse me.
I don't know
Yeah,
why. I know it's Sunday night crew, but it's on a Thursday. But either way, that's neither
right.
here or
That's
there.
right. Thursday.
Yeah. But either who, Kansas City, what's there to be said? Another Super Bowl. in the season where it wasn't the Patrick Mahomes of old, but somehow, some way, the ball bounced their way in the postseason, and season's end, another Lombardi Trophy was coming to Kansas City, Missouri. As for Baltimore, you came up short at home against these same Chiefs, and when it looked like the role was laid out for you guys to get to the Super Bowl, so you got a lot of motivation here to revenge that loss in January. That being said, I'm gonna have to take the Chiefs in this one. It's gonna be a big night. Remember last year when they unveiled the banner, they came up 1 point short against the Lions. They're gonna redeem themselves from that, so they will take this one. It's gonna be a close game once again. 28 to 24.
All right. So, let me know. Am I in the right spot, Amir?
Uh, page 3.
Page three. Oh, page three. Oh, my bad. I went way too far down, folks. So, my mistake. But yeah, this is a Thursday night. Oh, yeah. Thursday night. So, Ravens at Chiefs. Yeah, it should be a competitive game. Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. Get your popcorn, get your soda, grab your friends, grab your family. Should be a good one. So, uh, I really have nothing much to say about this matchup in itself. Kansas City, defending Super Bowl champions, and Lamar Jackson. You know, uh, was it a second round exit?
They lost in the championship round.
Yeah, championship round. So the first game or the second game?
Well, that'd be their second game, the Ravens.
Second game. Yeah, second playoff game. So I was right on that. But anywho, um, I really got nothing else to say. I would have to agree what Amir said. So Kansas City wins it 28-24. It'll be a fun game. That's our
Mhm.
Thursday night. And now we can get to the Rams Lions Sunday night, right?
Yep. We'll just get so keeping with NBC. So the Lions, Rams, entertaining wild card game back in January. Rats saw the Lions pull it out, 24 to 23, their first playoff win since the '91 season, and then they rode that all the way to the NFC Championship game where they unfortunately fell to the Super Bowl runner-up San Francisco 49ers. And that being said, well, here's something I haven't heard in a while: Super Bowl expectations in the Motor City. Because look at the roster: Jared Goff, Amon St. Brown, Jameer Gibbs. Who else am I leaving out there? Sam Laporta, Aiden Hutchinson, just to name a few. They got the talent to get them to Super Bowl, and could this be the year they finally reach it? I say yes. But of course, we got a long way to go because the team you're facing, well, they can they have Super Bowl led by Sean McVay and former Lions quarterback Matthew Stafford. So they got something to prove. So they came up 1 point short on that same field back in January. So that being said, in the battle of quarterbacks facing against their former teams, like Jared Goff versus Matthew Stafford, I say Jared gets the last say. Lions pull it out 29 to 26.
Um, those are good predictions, Amir. Um, it's the first Sunday night football game. Uh, Lions did really, really good last year, like you said. Um, I would have to say, um, I would have to agree. Lions win it 29-26. Like, oops, as I typing into the wrong song. Sorry.
And
All right. So
also,
what's left?
no Aaron Donald for the first time in a decade. So it's going to be a new Rams defense.
Yeah, he recently retired, if I'm not mistaken on that as well.
Yes, he did. Hats off to a great career, Mr. Donald. I mean, that's what's you in retirement.
Yes, sir. So Yeah, what a great player, Super Bowl champion. Did his thing. So and Amir. So before oh, excuse me. Do we have anything else to go over?
Yeah, we gotta go to page 4 for the game in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Oh, is it the Friday night?
Yep,
Hmm. Oh, that's right. Yep. Mm-hmm.
yeah, folks. It's gonna be a Friday night NFL game. So those who are not going to high school games, well, hey, if you have Peacock and Westwood One, you can tune into this game between Packers and Eagles. So let's begin. The Packers. It was a very up and down season. You were by in Thanksgiving Day weekend, you had like 4 wins, but then next thing you know, you won four of the final. Yeah, won four of the last eight. Sorry, run over again. Got hot. We meant to beat the eventual Super Bowl champions at home. Beat the Lions on Thanksgiving, and beat the Vikings on New Year's Eve, and then top it all off, we beat the Bears in the final week of the regular season to clinch a playoff spot. And then come playoff time, you dominated the Dallas Cowboys, every team that everyone was expecting to get to the Super Bowl last year. But then, of course, the game in San Francisco in your season. But nonetheless, great season by a good season by Green Bay because no one saw that coming.
No, I did. No, and unfortunately, I did not see that coming as well. Started off pretty slow, but you know, surprised a lot of people indeed. So Amir, what are your winner and score prediction?
Yep. So before I get to that, Jordan Love had a very good season. Threw over 32 touchdown passes, which went under the radar. And then now there's been some talks of overthrowing the Lions for the NFC North title. I mean, I don't know about that. Then again, anything can happen in the NFL. As for your opponent, the Eagles, you got to a very good start. 10-1. Which is good. I mean, you made the Super Bowl the year prior. Unfortunately, you won a lot of close games during that stretch, and then that came out to bite you in December. And then come playoff time, the wheels came off. So I know Jalen Hurts looking to bounce back, and then their head coach, why am I blanking on his name? I know he's on the hot seat.
The of Green Bay.
Uh, no, I'm Philadelphia.
That would be
Nick Sirianni, excuse
Nick
me.
Sirianni. Yep.
Yeah, either way, I know he's on. I know he's fans were calling for your job after last season's December slump, including a home loss to the Cardinals, which pretty much sealed any chances of another NFC East title. So getting onto this game in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Hmm. This both. Um, hope the fans get their money's worth. So, how about a close game? Eagles 27, Packers 23.
Okay. And yeah, that's a good point, Amir. You brought up last year's season, especially with the Cardinals, and it kind of surprised me for that the Eagles kind of slipped and was looking for that NFC East lockup, and getting a home field advantage. And um we don't know what's really going to happen. As far as I know, I didn't see any moves from Philadelphia, so I think they're gonna go with the same squad. So please correct me on that if I'm wrong.
Oh well, yeah, but they still got a talented roster with AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. I do know they had an overall in defense because Fletcher Cox is no longer there. Matt Patricia, that experiment didn't work. Well, the guy they had before that didn't work out, and Matt Patricia was better. And they are going to improve. They got to improve in the takeaway categories. They didn't throw a lot of interceptions for a team that made the playoffs last season.
That is a good point. And Hassan Reddick is I'm sorry. I thought he was with the Eagles still, but he recently signed with the Jets. So my mistake on that. So and as for this game, should be a good one. I totally forgot there was a Friday night game. So folks, if you're looking for something to watch on your Friday night, have nothing else to do, like what Amir said, if you have Peacock, Westwood One on the radio, 8:15 is your start time. Could be a good one. Uh, I'm gonna say the Packers win it 27-23. So different teams, same score.
Either way, I spent post game in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and first time they played in Sao Paulo, Brazil. So hope the fans get their money's worth.
Yes, absolutely, and that's really cool that the NFL is expanding and these other leagues are expanding on you know taking these or taking their uh product to a different country.
Yep, they done obviously London. They did they did uh, they done Germany of late, and they had Canada with the Bills, and Mexico City. There we go. That was the one. So and now they're gonna see try Brazil. So who knows what that's the, don't know what country's gonna be next, but either way, you know, while football is not popular in these countries, NFL's saying, you know what, we still have fans, so why not bring our product to them?
Absolutely, couldn't say it any better. So last but certainly not least, we have the Jets and the 49ers. Cue the music.
Well, dun dun dun
Dun, dun, dun,
dun.
dun.
Mm, mm, dun, 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 dun,
Monday Night
dun.
Football team.
Oh yeah. So that being said, yeah, Monday night, Santa Clara, where the Super Bowl runner-ups, the 49ers, looking to get back to Super Bowl, and this time bring Lombardi Trophy to Santa Clara. They've had great success the regular season. I mean, especially the last few years under Kyle Shanahan with Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy, George Kittle, Joey Bosa. I can just go Tebow Samuel, and now Brandon Ayuk. I can name all kinds of big players in that roster. It's loaded. Just need that lucid ring to solidify everything. And speaking of Super Bowl, it was Super Bowl or bust last year in East Weatherford for the Jets. And a few plays into their first game of the season on Monday night, their star signee Aaron Rodgers went down with Achilles, and they had to turn to Zach Wilson, a few other quarterbacks that it was a revolving door of quarterbacks in East Weatherford. I always put it that way. Yet somehow they
Yep, it
still
was.
won 7 games.
Yep, it was a game of musical chairs. So
Mm. Yet somehow, some way, they still won 7 games. I did hear they have a great defense with C.J. Mosley, Sauce Gardner, and he can, I don't know, in this holdout, Hassan Reddick, he can make the defense even better because I heard Robert Sala is facing against his former team, the 49ers. Yeah, this is a make or break year for you because, not many coaches get a fourth chance after missing playoffs their first 3 years. So, having said all that, I'm going to go with the home team, the 49ers. They should win this one, I'll say 27 to 14. I just don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to be quite healthy yet, or going to be 100% yet.
yeah, yeah, I was just thinking about that. If everything goes right, I just think it's gonna be competitive, but not too competitive. So, um, yeah, I was just thinking about that. Coming off that Achilles injuries, Aaron Rodgers is getting up there in age. Actually, don't really say that yet because we've seen what Tom Brady has done, but that's another story for another day. But anyway, but if everything goes right, I'm gonna say the 49ers is looking for revenge. You know, came off the loss in the Super Bowl last year against the Chiefs. I'm gonna say I think they can put up 30 points, but I think it's going to be 30-7, 49ers.
I would agree with that. Well,
So, yeah.
all right. So that wraps up the first episode of Doubleheader Weekly Picks. Hope you guys enjoy it. Again, NFL season's right around the corner. A lot of teams, a lot to prove. Best of the team, Kansas City, trying to go for a repeat, and they got 31 other teams ready to knock them off. And having said that, I'm going to do something I haven't done before. Make my Super Bowl prediction. I have the Bills and the Lions playing for the title in New Orleans in February.
Ooh, that was a good prediction. So Super Bowl prediction as I'm typing this down here for everyone to see. So, and as Amir was talking, um, I was quickly scrolling up and down for people to review our picks. So, and we'll have this chart here fixed up a little bit as the season goes along. So, if you see anything that's repeated, that's on us. So we'll try to fix that as soon as we can. So with that, you have the Bills and the Lions.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I was thinking about this last week with another friend on the phone. Um, Let me do prediction, but um, I'm gonna say as I type this out. So let me. Oops, if I can spell. I cannot spell today. Sorry. Got it. But my prediction. My prediction is going to be the 49ers and this is tough. Um, this is really hard. I'm gonna say Kansas City. It's gonna be a rematch.
Okay. Well,
So, Kansas City, it's on a roll. They pretty much got the didn't make any much changes. Or as for the Niners, they're looking for revenge against the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm gonna say 49ers and Kansas City. I feel pretty good. But
okay then.
um, my next question for you, Amir, who wins the NFC South? Who wins the NFC South?
Boy, that's tough. I I would say the Panthers 'cause I live in Charlotte, but that'd be a bit of a long shot. I don't really trust Dennis Allen in New Orleans. Falcons under Kirk Cousins. It just Raheem Morris. I just think it didn't end well in Tampa. Then again, all about second chance to see what happens there. And Tampa Bay, I what who knows? I mean, they've won the last 3 seasons. It's gonna be different now that Canales is left for Charlotte. So I would play it safe and pick Tampa Bay, but I will say it should be competitive once again though.
Yeah, and I think oh, and before I jump into my next thought, who do you have?
I'd say Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. Okay, I misheard heard you on that. I would have to agree. I hope Carolina can be competitive here. If they can win five the minimum of 5 games to maximum of 7, I'd say that's a great jump from last season. Um, and as for the prediction myself, I'm gonna say Tampa Bay as well. All right. So what's
Oh,
next?
well, let's do the AFC. We'll just say all the divisions for that matter. We'll go with the AFC South next. All right. So AFC South. I'm gonna go and say if they can even stay healthy. I'll go with the Colts. That being Anthony Richardson, because again, they can if they can improve also improve on defense and get some have another receiver to complement Michael Pittman, they can win 11 games and also get out to a good start and also good finish and be in the right end of close games.
Okay, that's an interesting prediction. I'm gonna say for the NFC South, just Texans had had a strong season. I'm gonna say Texans win it.
Mhm. And we'll
Right?
do the East and NFC and AFC. For the NFC, I'm going with Dallas. I mean, Washington's gonna it's gonna be a struggle. The Giants, I wouldn't. I'm not putting any money on them. I mean, I know the Eagles are going to give them a run for their money, but once I think they're the first time in over 2 decades we get a repeat winner in the NFC East.
Okay. So I cannot type today, folks. But you say it's gonna be the um
Dallas Cowboys.
the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, Dallas, and I'm gonna say Dallas as well, actually. For let me see. Let me think. NFC East. So I'm gonna say, ooh, um, you know, just looking at these teams, Eagles might be competitive if everything goes right. Dallas, um, I'm gonna be a little different and pick Philadelphia.
Okay.
So that's my prediction there. So right, there we go. And next up is the NFC.
Well, AFC East and
Oh, AFC East. Yep, that's right. So Amir, A- AFC East,
I'm going to go with Buffalo again. And they have a lot to prove. I think this is the year they get it done.
AFC East. So I'm just gonna take a look at the teams again. So AFC, just to do a quick. Okay, just looking at these teams: Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, Jets. It should be pretty much the same as last year. Nothing too surprising. Dolphins, I think it's gonna be a little bit better this year. So if I had to choose for myself, uh, I would say when it comes to picking a team out of the East, I would say Miami. Miami gets it done.
Right?
And who do we got- who do we have left? Hmm.
Well, I had the Bills win the AFC East.
Oh, my mistake.
I got you. We got
I
the
have the I have the bill. I have the yeah. Actually, I have the Bills win the AFC East. My bad, folks. Not the Miami Dolphins. So scratch what I said earlier.
I will say Dolphins, and if they can keep him healthy, and Aaron Rodgers, the Jets, they should make it competitive. But anyway, I'd say the East will remain and will run through on Orchard Park. Now we got the
Hmm.
North and the West. So we're going to start with the NFC North. I say Lions win it again. And, and I know Green Bay, they got caught fire late, but I just feel like the Lions are a step ahead of them in terms of the roster. So I'll go with them. And also the Bears. I know a lot of hype, but a little too early to be hosting. Going to be premature to start saying that we'll win the NFC North. And then the Vikings will have a say in the matter. So it will be a competitive division, but I say the Lions will be the ones winning that one once again.
Hmm. Yeah, I would have to. I would have to agree. Um, so NFC North is what would have to go to the Detroit Lions. So nothing really to say here. So what's next?
And now we go with the AFC North, which had first time in NFL history, everybody finished with a winning record and had three teams go to the playoffs as a result. Having said that, I say Baltimore wins it again. I just feel like they have the better roster. Well, their roster's neck and neck with the Bengals. I just feel like the only thing that will prevent them from winning it is Lamar Jackson gets hurt, and then on the flip side, the same with the Bengals and Joe Burrow. Steelers, I just the quarterback situation there just doesn't isn't favorable, and then the Browns again, for same story. It's just a quarterback position. I mean, they both got good defenses, but I just feel like the quarterback position is the main reason why it could be the key in how their season goes.
Mm. Yeah, that's a good point. But however, you know, this is the NFL. Anything can happen. Um, if everything goes right, um, it would have to it would have to fall in some team's favor, and a team that that that's that's dealt with challenges along the way, and you probably know what team I'm talking about, Amir.
I do.
Give me Cleveland Browns. I said it. I said it here first on our first episode, and I'm gonna keep it that way. So so with that, if I can if I can type the rest of this out, give me the Cleveland Browns.
Right now we go to the West. So start the NFC West. I don't have to think about this 49ers. I mean, there's in Seattle, they'll be competitive, but not quite there. Cardinals, I don't see it. And then Rams will keep competitive too, but I say the 49ers will win the West once again.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Kind of like uh, the what uh what division did I mention earlier? That was pretty much a runaway. The Patriots division was pretty
The
much a
Bills.
runaway. The Bills, yeah, pretty similar. So
And last but not least, the AFC West. I mean, I know it's going to pain the Broncos, Chargers, and Raider fans, but unfortunately, there won't be any playoff games hosted at Allegiant, SoFi, or in Power Field. Arrowhead's going to be packed again for January. So Kansas City will win that division. Not that being said, I think all three of them can give them room for their money. So again, I'm just going to play safe and go with Kansas City.
yeah, um, if the 49ers and Kansas City is my Super Bowl prediction, I'm gonna go with Kansas City. So there's
Mhm.
no question about that. Although just looking at these teams again, if I had to choose a team that could probably make a run, Amir, I would say, if I feel really confident in my 49ers pick right now, but if I had to choose a team, to have some sort of situation, you know, I would go with maybe the Bills on this one.
All right.
So with that, going back to my prediction, Kansas City for the AFC West.
Mm-hmm.
So my last question for you today, for this episode, what is our record? What record prediction going to be? Week one.
Good point. I say 12-4.
So week one, Amir, you say 12-4.
Mm-hmm.
You feel really good.
Yes.
Um, I'm gonna go 11 and 11 and 5?
Yeah,
No,
11-5.
yeah, excuse me, 11 and 5. Sorry about that. But record prediction, we have week one. Keenan and I say 11 and 5, and just like that, folks, we're done. That's everything.
Yep. So season week from here, week from tomorrow. We're doing this every week. I can't wait to see how it turns out. And Till next time, we'll see you for episode 2 of Doubleheader Weekly Picks. And as a regular doubleheader, we'll resume week 2 NFL season with Bottlegate. So it's going to be throwback to 2001 once again.
Absolutely. So with that, this has been Weekly Picks with Keenan and Amir on Doubleheader. We'll see you guys next time. Bye, folks.
Take care, everybody.